Welcome! Today we're going to dive into how you can create meta ads that don't just sell, but actually build real trust and authority. In this super crowded online world, being seen as a credible expert, that's the whole game. It's all about showing your experience and trustworthiness with every single ad you run, so let's get right into it. Here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the absolute basics, that foundation of trust. Then we'll map out a solid campaign blueprint. After that, we'll talk about picking the right goal, targeting that perfect audience, and then designing ads that people actually connect with. And finally, we'll cover how the pros take a good campaign and make it absolutely killer through testing. All right, first things first. Before you even dream of spending a penny on ads, you have to get your professional storefront set up. I mean it. This is the bedrock. If you skip this, nothing else we talk about is going to matter.
This slide just nails the difference. Think of it this way. Your personal profile is like your house. It's for friends, family, personal stuff. A business page, though, that's your professional storefront. It sends a clear signal to everyone, including Meta, that you're here for business. You wouldn't invite customers into your living room for a big sale, right? You bring them to your shop.
So let me be crystal clear. Using a business page is completely non-negotiable. It's your brand's official face, the place you build all your credibility, and, oh yeah, it's literally the only way you can even get into the Ads Manager. This is your very first step in showing the world and the platform that you're a serious, trustworthy business.
Okay, now let's talk about the blueprint for your campaign. A messy, disorganized setup? That just leads to messy, unpredictable results. But a clean, logical structure, well, that's the mark of a pro who has a real plan and knows exactly what they're doing.
Everything in Meta Ads is broken down into this three-level structure. At the very top, you've got the campaign, that's your main goal, your why. In the middle is the ad set, which is all about your audience, the who. And at the bottom, you have the ad, which is the creative itself, the what people will actually see in their feed. Trust me, this organization is everything.
And here's the real magic behind that structure. It's not just to keep things tidy, it's for getting crystal clear data. It lets you test things scientifically. Is the audience in ad set A working better, or is it the video in ad B that's the real star? This is how you stop guessing and start knowing what works.
All right, so when you go to create that top-level campaign, the very first question Meta's going to ask you is, hey, what are you trying to do here? Your answer sets the direction for the entire thing. Now, you've got a bunch of options, and picking the right one is so important. You could pick awareness, just to get your name out there, or traffic to get clicks. But listen, if you actually want to make sales, you have to choose sales. Why? Because you're telling Meta's powerful AI, hey, go find me people who actually buy things, not just people who like to click around.
At the end of the day, this choice is your first real strategic move. It shows you've got a clear goal and you're using the platform with purpose. You're not just tossing ads out into the void. You're giving very specific instructions to a super smart AI to go find your perfect customers. Okay, this is where you really get to flex your muscles and prove your expertise. Great targeting means you understand your customer on a deep level, and you're not about to waste a single dollar showing your ad to the wrong person. So inside the ad set, you start with the basics, right? You can target by age, location, that's easy. You can also target by interests, say people who have shown they're interested in shoes, or even by behaviors, like targeting people Meta knows are engaged shoppers. But here's the million-dollar question. Targeting shoes is huge. That could be anyone from someone who bought a pair of sneakers 5 years ago to a serious collector. How do you cut through that noise and find only the people who are really interested?
The answer, and this is the pro move right here, is a technique called layered targeting. This is where you go from just adding interests to setting conditions. You tell Meta, I want people who like A, and they must also like B.
So, check out this example. Instead of that massive shoes audience, you target people who like shoes and who also like formal wear. And just like that, poof, you've gotten rid of the casual sneaker fans and you've found a super specific audience probably looking for dress shoes. Now that is precision. That shows authority. So, let's talk about the ad itself, the creative. You could have the most brilliant targeting in the world, but if your ad looks spammy or just screams buy now, you've lost. All that trust you tried to build is gone in a second. This quote really hits the nail on the head. Your product could be absolutely amazing, but if the ad feels like a pushy sales pitch, people are just going to keep on scrolling. Trust is built with authenticity, not aggression.
So how do you actually build that trust in the ad? Well, you can show real people actually using your product. Use social proof, something like join 10,000 plus happy customers. Have a really clear, no-nonsense call to action like shop now, and show how your product fits into the lifestyle your ideal customer wants. Make it feel helpful, not desperate.
All right, let's get to the final piece of the puzzle. This is what really separates the beginners from the experts. It's not about nailing it on your first try. It's about having a system for getting better and better and better.
This right here is the mindset of every top-tier marketer I know. They don't just launch a campaign and cross their fingers. No, they launch a campaign specifically to get data. They know that testing is the core of their strategy because that's how you build real data-backed expertise.
And the easiest way to do this is with A/B testing. It's simple, really. You can test your creatives. Show the same audience 2 different images and see which one they like more. Or you can test your audiences. Show the exact same ad to 2 different groups of people and see who responds better.
And the best part? You do not need a giant budget to do this. Just start small. Let it test run for a couple of days, and then just look at the data. Meta will practically tell you which one is the winner. Then you just turn off the loser, put a little more money behind the winner, and you start a new test. It's this awesome, continuous loop of getting smart.
So when you bring it all together, building that sense of trust and authority isn't some secret art. It's a process. It starts with that professional foundation. It's powered by clear goals and expert targeting. It's communicated through ads people actually like, and it's perfected through a constant cycle of learning. And that's probably the most important thing to remember. Your first ad campaign is not going to be perfect, and that is totally okay. The real question is, what's your plan for making the next one better? So what's it going to be? What will you test first? Your image, your headline, or your audience? That's where the journey to becoming a real authority begins.